Investigators in Laurel County are searching for a man they say tried to kill a 73-year-old woman. Plus, the 2023 SOAR Summit is underway in Corbin.
And you may need the sweater by this weekend. The details on cooler temperatures coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Many different organizations are represented at the SOAR Summit, which is underway in Corbin. One of the main focuses is addiction recovery resources. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how the conference helps those organizations battle illegal drug use.
Building up one another is at the core of SOAR.
Philosophically, we believe that people deserve second chances. They deserve third chances and fourth chances.
Many of the organizations at SOAR take part in battling addiction. The idea of multiple chances is part of their DNA as well.
That's what it's about, just getting the most out of life, and we promote a healthy lifestyle, like spiritual, physical, and mental well-being.
The investment not only can benefit the person internally and financially.
We're trying to keep people away from drugs so that they can be part of the workforce, that they can be productive citizens, that they don't throw their lives away.
It also benefits the community, both socially and economically.
There's a lot of open positions in Eastern Kentucky. Take an industry like healthcare that has a ton of growth, and they need people. So, folks that are in active recovery or that are, fighting substance use disorder, they can't be written off.
With investment, partnership, and belief, organizations plan to continue improving the lives of Appalachians. In Corbin, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The SOAR Summit is taking place there at the Corbin Arena, the second time it's been in Corbin. Many different vendors are set up and speakers are scheduled through tomorrow morning. And those speakers tomorrow include the two candidates for governor and Congressman Hal Rogers, who was in Washington, D.C. as of about an hour ago for that historic vote that ousted House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. The long battle between Corbin and London about a piece of land between both cities is now over. This morning, Corbin Mayor Susie Rasmus said on social media the London City Council voted to de-annex Exit 29 off Interstate 75 in Laurel County. We caught up with Mayor Rasmus to get her thoughts about this at the SOAR Summit.
I got a phone call last night from Mayor Weddle that they had made the decision to de-annex Exit 29. They had a city council meeting last night and voted to de-annex, so they will start the process of taking back, giving that road back.
This comes as London had annexed that area last year. 2.5 weeks after the University of Kentucky's Markey Cancer Center earned comprehensive cancer center status, University President Dr. Eli Capilouto and Senate President Robert Stivers met to discuss the health and education needs of the state. WYMT's Jack Demler spoke with both Capilouto and Stivers in Manchester about their hopes for the health of the Commonwealth.
We can't do it alone. Only together can we have a Kentucky that is healthier, wealthier, and wiser than it is today.
A message of unity as Dr. Eli Capilouto of the University of Kentucky and Senate President Robert Stivers discussed the needs of the state. Capilouto says there is still a desire to do more and be more for the Commonwealth.
So to do more and be more, we need two things, usually infrastructure and talent.
One of the projects to address the needs, Capilouto is looking to partner with the state and is seeking around $2 billion for a new hospital tower.
Unfortunately, we've had an increasing number of people we've had to turn away. These are the sickest of the sick. Many from Eastern Kentucky who had to end up going in faraway places or couldn't find a place because our hospital is totally full.
Stivers says prospering takes more than just the economic side.
So you get the economics of it, but then you get the healthcare impacts when you start thinking, well, yes, there's economics, but they're there to solve problems like substance use disorder, diabetes, heart disease, cancers.
Working together on new ways to make Kentucky a healthier state. In Manchester, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
Stivers says it's also important for Kentuckians to work on being more educated to become healthier. High school students may be skipping ahead in college thanks to a dual credit initiative in Central Kentucky. Midway University is offering a fast-track nursing program, helping students graduate quicker for less money so they can hit the workforce sooner. Students will complete some prerequisites like English, college algebra, and anatomy, which equals 13 credit hours.
Local employers are looking for nurses who can easily transition to practice, looking for nurses who are well prepared, qualified really to meet the growing needs of the healthcare industry.
Future nurses can get their associate's degree in as little as 16 months. If they pass the National Council licensure exam, they will become a registered nurse and ready to begin practicing. The University of Kentucky is experiencing record enrollment for the fall semester. The Lexington Herald-Leader says nearly 6,500 freshmen have enrolled, making it the largest freshman class in the university's history. This marks the second straight year that number has surpassed 6,000. Overall, enrollment is more than 34,000, another record for the university. The University of the Cumberlands has received a distinction for its online master's degree program in addiction counseling. The group Counseling Psychology ranks the university's program as second in the nation. That group considered Cumberland's classes in relapse prevention, wellness, recovery, and maintenance, and others. Experts at Counseling Psychology say the ranking adds to the credibility and respect at the university.
The weather stays mild and dry across the mountains as we go into your Tuesday evening. Here's a live look across the region right now from Pikeville to Hazard to London. Nothing but blue sky back in the distance. That temperature, though, is a little bit mild, up to 83 in London, 81 for Hazard, and 79 over in Pikeville at this hour. Some of us still in the middle 80s right now, 84 in Harlan, 85 in Manchester. So we are about 10 degrees above average this evening, and that will continue into your Wednesday as well. But more changes on the way later on this week. But if you have any plans this evening, the forecast looking pretty good. We stay dry and those temperatures falling into the upper 50s and lower 60s as you wake up and walk out the door on Wednesday. All this dry weather is thanks to high pressure just off to the east, but we are tracking this weather system to the west over portions of Nebraska, also Kansas, and this is producing some severe weather to our west. Now, no severe weather for us, but those rain chances are going to increase as we get towards Thursday, also into your Friday, and then the fall feel is on the way by this weekend. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. A search is underway in Laurel County for a man who police say is armed and dangerous. That man, seen here, is wanted for the attempted murder of a 73-year-old woman. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office tells us Richard Johnson is wanted for the early morning attack in the Keevee community. The victim was flown to UK Hospital with multiple stab wounds. Julia Sandor spoke to officials and those in the community who say they want him caught as soon as possible.
It's terrifying feeling like one of our own could be hurting people.
Those in the Keevee area of Laurel County say it's a tight-knit community. But through their winding roads and vast landscapes, a search is underway for an attempted murder suspect.
Keevee is probably not the hottest spot that we have for this type of crime, but it's not, again, unusual for us to see something like that in this area.
Captain Chris Edwards with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office says Richard Johnson stabbed a 73-year-old woman early Tuesday morning. 38-year-old Johnson, Captain Edwards says, is the ex-boyfriend of one of the victim's family members and lives just a few miles away.
And he's had almost 12 hours now to get wherever he's going to be. He should be considered very dangerous.
At the Keevee Dollar General, Brittany Bowling can't help but think of her own kids at home.
It's absolutely terrifying because that's the worst nightmare. You never want your children to be out in a community where someone's running loose and rampant, and it's just scary.
But the Sheriff's Office wants to reassure the community that they're out there, boots to the ground, actively searching for Johnson and following up on every lead. We
believe wholeheartedly that we've got the situation as under control as we can. We have a lot of faith at the public. They've never let us down before. He'll turn up somewhere and we'll go get him when he does.
I hope that he gets caught and just that our community can come together and hopefully catch this guy and keep lives safe.
In Laurel County, Julia Sandor, WKYT.
Anyone with information about Johnson is asked to contact the Laurel County Sheriff's Department. One person is dead following a crash in Dickinson County, Virginia. It happened last Thursday on Route 80, less than a mile south of Route 827. Virginia State Police troopers say a Nissan SUV was heading north when that driver sideswiped someone walking alongside of the road. The Nissan SUV then crossed the center line and hit a van head-on. The driver of the Nissan, 72-year-old Diana Rose of Hayside, Virginia, died at the scene. 2 others were taken to the hospital. A Corbin man is facing several charges after a traffic stop. Yesterday, Corbin police discovered 43-year-old Christopher Disney was driving under the influence after they stopped him on I-75 near Corbin. While he was arrested, officers searched the vehicle and found a large quantity of meth along with other drugs. Disney was also charged with a parole violation. He was taken to the Whitley County Detention Center. Kentucky Utilities is warning customers about a new scam. The company says people are going door to door pretending to install solar panels with KU. They promise to provide free energy if you sign up. KU says there are legitimate solar installers in our area, but they are not affiliated with KU. Most customers calling about these scams are from Louisville, but KU warns it could happen anywhere.
We've had a number of calls that are reporting that there are these door-to-door solar installers that are claiming to work for us. Kentucky Utilities serves 77 counties, and there are scammers in every county.
Lowry also says that this has happened in the past in other ways and that KU is prepared to deal with it accordingly.
Well, we are watching out for rain chances and cooler air later on this week. Your full forecast coming up. Plus,
the Buckhorn community is rallying around one of their own students who is fighting cancer.